want to kick things off with two of our senior product leaders, Tim Miller and Jeff Aldrich. So please help me welcome Tim and Jeff.
Good morning, Circle.
What's up, Circle?
How are we? Good morning. Thank you so much all for being here. Guys, it is really such a distinct honor that so many of you showed up today. And I really mean that because getting around New York City is tough. Whether you are a New Yorker and you're biking in from Greenpoint or you're down the other Upper West Side, or whether you're not a New Yorker and you got in your car this morning at like 5 a.m., drove across the George Washington Bridge, drove and paid exorbitant fees for parking in order to be here. Maybe you got on a train this morning or on a plane or on multiple planes 3 days ago. I've been having a couple of conversations with folks who have flown in from all over the world, people from Australia, New Zealand, India, Europe. I mean, it's just that you guys care so much about this company and the things that we do and the products that we build, that you took the time out of your day and out of your week to come here. It means a lot to us who build those products. So thank you so much for that. We really appreciate it.
And Tim, that goes equally so for everyone who's here virtually, who logged in. Tim, I don't know if you heard this, there are over 1 billion people across the world logged in right now watching us.
Jeff, are you sure about that, 1 billion?
I thought that's what I heard. I'll double check with the analysts, but a lot of people woke up first thing in the morning to watch this local time. And there's people who worked a whole workday, came home, made dinner, put their kids down, just so they could log in at like midnight local time to watch us. So however you're here, if you're here in New York in the office, if you're logged in virtually, we're so happy that you're with us today.
Really an honor. Thanks, Jeff. I couldn't agree more. My name is Tim Miller. I am a product director here at Squarespace. I've been here for 8 years, building Squarespace websites for 9 years. I think I was in the top 6 or 7 when Sarah played her little game there, so that was kind of fun. In my time at Squarespace, I have had the pleasure of working on almost all of our core products here. I joined when we were launching cover pages. I don't know if you guys remember that product. Yeah, I'm seeing some nods. I'm seeing some winces there. Okay, so we had cover pages. I worked on our core CMS for a while, cut my teeth shipping email campaigns. That was a really big product for us. Did a little stint on developer platform and building our API ecosystem. Moved back into the CMS, worked with Jeff for a while, building asset management tools, our asset library, our video player. And now I'm in digital products with courses and member sites and video libraries. And it has just been a ride this entire time. We've always had something new to work on, and I've had such a privilege to work on all of that. And I am joined here by my friend and colleague, Jeff. Jeff has been the steadfast captain of our CMS for the last 3 years. He's brought to you greatest hits projects like List Section and Fluid Engine, and most recently, Squarespace AI.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. You and I work on products that millions of people touch around the world, and sometimes that feels very abstracted. Like, who are these millions of people? And so that's why I just love an opportunity like this to get in front of a room full of, and a virtual room full of some of our top customers, so we can actually look them in the eye and have real conversations.
Yeah, Jeff, I couldn't agree more. And these aren't just any customers. As we know, this is right here the creme de la creme. We are talking about the top customers in more ways than one. Jeff, did you hear about Visuable, who last year launched over 160 websites?
That's a lot of websites.
That's a lot of websites. Let's give it up for Visuable.
I didn't know it was that many, but I did catch their founder, Lydia, on the Circle Live for time management, so makes sense she figured out a way to manage her time and all those clients. Then what about Kelsey from the Week of the Websites, who Kelsey just launched a book about building professional websites, and it actually includes a bunch of other Circle members. Did you hear about this?
Not only did I hear about it, I see Kelsey right there. She's blushing in the audience. This is the top read of the summer, I would say. Fantastic beach novel. The plot, the characters, really fantastic. You guys should all check it out. I think it's available on Amazon. Fantastic book. Really, really good. Jeff, did you hear about Puno from I Love Creatives, who has been teaching so many people how to build Squarespace websites? I think 1 billion students in the last year, something like that.
1 billion students?
I'm going to check with my analyst, but Yeah, that's what I got. She actually built a course for Squarespace that I think that we use to introduce people to some concepts. She flies in on a falcon. It's very cool.
Unbelievable.
You should check it out.
Last but not least, we got to give a shout out to the most prolific forum poster, and that goes this year to Paul from SF Digital, aka, you know him in the forum as Paul 2009. Paul contributed to over 160 forum posts in the last year.
Paul 2009, Jeff, more like Paul 2 billion.
That's right. That's right. I know I always look for Paul's feedback in the forum, and I'm sure we all do too.
Yeah. Jeff, fantastic group here. That's just a small section of our creme de la creme. Have I ever told you that it was a Circle member who referred me to Squarespace in the first place?
A Circle member referred you here? You got to tell that story.
I will. So let me set the scene. It's 2014, 2015, something like that. My ex-girlfriend, Meryl, she is a budding graphic designer at the time. She is building websites for small businesses, right? And she's got a bunch of these little clients coming in, and they're saying, I need a website. At the time, I'm a web developer. I work in ad tech. I don't like that job very much, is what it is, but you know. Anyway, so I don't know if you remember, but Squarespace in 2014, 2015, it was the best CMS on the market. It was a really good CMS, really expressive, but this was before you came on the scene and really started to supercharge that CMS. And so the way that it worked is you would get things to 99% of the way, and I'm sure a lot of you guys know, maybe you would need to drop in just like a little snippet of CSS or like a little bit of JavaScript in order to make it just pop. And so Meryl, she would get the sites to 99% of the way, and then she'd call me in, and I would add that last little couple of lines of code to make the website really pop. And after doing that for like 9 or 10 different clients, she was like, Tim, you don't like working in ad tech. You're adding all this code to Squarespace websites. You should just go work at Squarespace. And I was like, yeah, that's a great idea. So I applied, and the rest is history.
Wow, it was just like that? They just took you?
I mean, kind of, more or less.
Wow, well, Tim, I'm sorry that it didn't work out with her, but it sounds like she landed you a great gig here.
What do you mean?
You just told us she was your ex-girlfriend.
Oh, yeah. She was my ex-girlfriend. She is my ex-girlfriend. We got married. Now she's my wife. So that all worked out, you know. Got the gig, got the wife. Everyone's living happily ever after. Meryl has since moved on from being a professional website builder. She's on to the latest, greatest technology, paper. She now does wedding stationery and other paper goods. But she still does have her website on Squarespace. It's Jubilee Paper. And as her board member, once a month we get together for margaritas. We log into Squarespace Analytics. We look at her website traffic, and we go over the month's numbers. So,
amazing. Tim, would you say that she has remained stationary on Squarespace? Tim, I know that you've been talking recently actually about Meryl's business. What was the context? Why were we talking about that?
I talk about Meryl all the time because she is a beautiful and lovely woman. But it was probably in the context of our new project selling tools. Because Meryl's kind of the perfect case study for this sort of thing, right? She has her business. She has her website for marketing her business. On her website, she has a form where she intakes leads. She schedules a consultation. After that consultation, she writes the statement of work. She sends out an invoice, collects the deposit. In fact, Jeff, as I'm going through this, it almost sounds like the life cycle of like a Circle project.
Huh. It's almost as if Circle members inspire our product roadmaps.
Yes. No, don't be ridiculous.
I'm serious. And actually, that takes me back to an early project from my time here, which was the inception of Fluid Engine. And I want to talk a little bit about how we collaborated with Circle during that. So it was very early. We just had this really rough prototype. You could move some blocks around on a grid. And we knew that we wanted the voice of Circle to be central to this project. And so we booked some time with about 5 of our top Circle members, and we wanted to show them this prototype. And one of those was Kirsten Martin. And I just remember this video call, and Kirsten, I hope that you're logged in watching. But there was a moment when Kirsten was playing with the prototype, and she just sort of laughed with delight at this one moment because she was surprised by how it worked and something about the interaction of it. It just delighted her. And Kirsten, I don't know if you remember that, but that meant so much to us, and we actually kept coming back to that internally. And that moment, that sort of laugh of delight, it really cemented for us something that we were feeling ourselves, which is, hey, I think we're on to something here. And Tim, I'm sure you've had experiences like that as well.
I have. In fact, I've had them in both directions. I can think of a couple of times that we brought a new product concept in front of Circle and they eviscerated it. So, I mean, that is a thing that I appreciate about this community, is they keep our product quality high, they keep our roadmap honest, they're not letting us pull any punches, they're making sure that the products that we put out there are the best products possible, and we really can't do that without all of you. But I also know what you're talking about, how sometimes you bring a product out there and just the feedback is really strong right away. And you know you're onto something. You know that you are solving a real world problem, that your solution is really going to be saving a lot of time or adding a lot of value. And that kind of a little spark is sometimes what we need in order to keep that product development moving smoothly. You know, the next 3 or 6 or 9 months for a really big project, it's hard to keep the team motivated. And what motivates us is knowing that there are these real problems out there that we're solving. So that's really invaluable, and I know exactly what you were talking about.
Yeah, it was a special moment, but Tim, the collaboration did not end there. Eventually, we unveiled Fluid Engine to the entire Circle community, and in the true spirit of collaboration, we got a whole spectrum of responses, from really enthusiastic excitement to some very genuine concerns. You know, was this going to be too confusing for your clients? Was it too much of a departure from what we had before? And I just want to say that your candid feedback during that process was invaluable. We embraced all of that feedback, and we made a lot of pivotal changes to Fluid Engine based on your feedback. And so when I look at it now, I think it's such a strong tool and was such a successful launch because of the feedback we received from this community.
Yeah, Jeff, that actually sounds very similar to our courses launch, which was fully launched to GA on Monday. Very exciting. I remember last year, I was talking with another product leader here at Squarespace, Kim, and she was walking me through how people were using member areas. And so many people, lots of Circle members too, were using member areas to build courses. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, this is really cool. These people have really figured something out, but it's kind of a little hacky. We haven't given them all of the tools that they need to really realize a good course solution. And I think that we should do better, and we need to formalize this as a product. And so starting in January of this year, we sent a survey out to Circle members, asking them what kind of content monetization tools they needed. We used that survey to inform some prototypes that we put together, some design prototypes that we did user research on in March and April. We collected a lot of your feedback in that period. Then we had our beta in May. There were 150 participants in that beta who used the courses product for 2 weeks, gave us a ton of feedback. We had a post-beta survey in June where we were able to ask people, where can we draw the line? Like, some people on the one side of the spectrum were saying, give me this product now, would you just release it already? And then on the other side of the spectrum, we've got people who are saying, it still needs some work, there's some rough edges there. And so those kinds of surveys help us find the right balance of knowing when to launch, promising that we're going to continue iterating on it. Then we had our pre-release a couple of weeks ago, all of Circle got access, and then that finally culminated with our release. So Circle has been there every step of the way informing this product development.
Yeah, absolutely, Tim. And you know, fast forward, and some of the most recent feedback I've seen about Fluid Engine in forums has been that your clients are finding it intuitive. In fact, it reminds them of productivity tools that they're already comfortable with. But when I just look at that whole journey from the inception, that early validation, launching it, getting that candid feedback, iterating on it, I see the success of this project as one of collaboration, and it's really a testament to the power of collaboration with Circle. And Tim, speaking of collaborating with Circle, Sarah and Jeremy and the Circle team here are just really upping their game the last few years.
I think we can give it up for Sarah and Jeremy and the Circle team one more time. All the green shirts out there, all those volunteers.
Yep.
Killing it.
Yeah, just so much more programming, involving Circle in our beta releases of new features, feedback loops. They're just really doing a lot to make sure that we have a connection to this really important community. And today, Circle Day, perfect example of that.
Yeah, Jeff, I don't think you were at Circle Day last year. In fact, I know you weren't. You were busy having a baby, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Can we all wish happy birthday to Jeff's baby, who is now 1 year and 2 days old? Yeah. I missed you at Circle Day last year, and Jeff, I think it's sad that you weren't there because the excitement in the room, to use Sarah's word, was palpable. I mean, it just felt really good to get all of these people here. And I'm looking around the crowd and I'm seeing some people who have come back. And so I'm very grateful for that. And we've increased the budget on this event. We've increased the guest count. We've got more programming. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing how this second Circle Day goes out and continuing to have these for a long time in the future.
I am too. Such a cool thing. Now, Tim, you've been here longer than I have.
Mm-hmm.
I assume we've always had this direct connection with Circle. We always had the Circle Forum. Is that right?
No, you're assuming wrong. It used to look very different. The way that this used to be in the olden times was that our pro users would email our founder and CEO, Anthony, directly, and he would then forward those emails to a product manager like myself, usually at like 2:30 in the morning, and be like, this pro user needs help, fix it. And I didn't like getting those emails. I really appreciate all of the new channels that we have. By the way, use those channels. Don't just email Anthony anymore. No, I really, really appreciate how strong this connection with the community has become, that we have that direct feedback line.
Wow, well, it's hard to imagine there was a time when we didn't have it. Okay, guys, today our theme is Build Your Toolkit, and we have so many new tools that we are launching here at Squarespace to help you build your toolkit. We're especially focused on ways that your clients can sell online or transact online, and it's really opening up the kinds of businesses that you can work with. Perfect example is Acuity Scheduling. Mm-hmm. We've put a lot into Acuity Scheduling this year. It is a more robust platform than ever before. We've been working on the client experience. We've been working on the mobile app. In fact, we have a talk later this morning. David Kennedy is giving a talk about selling Acuity Scheduling, so please check that out. Hopefully it runs right on schedule.
You guys are going to laugh at that? You guys are going to laugh at that? Come on.
It's not the worst pun in the rest of this talk.
It's not the worst pun in the rest of this talk. Jeff, I was talking with David last night, and I was impressed by how well he's done his homework. He actually called up Gavin, the old founder of Acuity, to get some tips on this talk, get some inside information. They're both Bucks County natives, so there's a little bit of a connection there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Another big tool in our toolkit is project management. We launched our first big launch in project management earlier this month. I've been talking to that team, and they have a jam-packed roadmap of stuff coming out for the rest of this year. They're looking at invoicing, ways to build proposals, CRM for managing form submissions and managing your customers, new form styles, new form controls. It's going to be a really big addition to the toolkit. Excited to see how our customers use it. Excited to see how Circle members use it. It's going to be a game changer.
Absolutely.
And then, Tim, the next big tool in our toolkit is courses, and that's your domain.
Yeah, courses and our new digital products add-on, which we have completely overhauled.
Overhaul, would you say it's a course correction?
Of course, Jeff. I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. We had a great workshop on courses yesterday, and I'm really excited, obviously, about the new course collection itself, but I'm also excited about this add-on. I think that we have added a couple of features that make it really compelling. We've got a new 0% transaction fee tier. We have a new unlimited video hosting tier, and I think that these kinds of things really make us a compelling player in the content monetization space.
That's amazing. And Tim, one last new tool I want to announce here for the first time.
Can we get a drum roll, everybody?
Yes, we are going to be releasing in a couple weeks to Circle a tool to migrate a 7.0 website to 7.1.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, really, really excited about this. It took us long enough, but we got it out to you. And yeah, believe it or not, we built a migration path from 7.0 to 7.1 before launching 7.2.
No, Jeff! No!
I'm kidding. There's no 7.2.
No. That would be 7 too much, Jeff.
Oh, that would be 7 too much. AI is a big conversation recently. You know, we've been looking at that here. We have our AI writer in the CMS that's been very popular. Tim, I know you're looking at that space as well.
Yeah, I love the new AI tools. I love the new AI-powered blueprint. It's such a cool way to get your website started really fast. Just gets you a really good entry point really quickly. And speaking of AI, Jeff, are you going to be checking out Dennis's chat on Recruit AI for your marketing team?
Yeah, I was thinking I might.
I think you probably should. Dennis has a fantastic background. I would say that he is the guy in AI-powered digital marketing, which is a field that's now been around for about 74 days. So that's very exciting. No, seriously, worked on Eric Adams' payroll campaign as a marketer. He is the Senior Associate Director of Digital Marketing at Columbia Business School. So you know this guy knows his stuff.
That is quite the resume. I'll have to check that out, Tim.
No.
Although I'm also really excited about the definitive Squarespace UI toolkit being presented by Human Studios. Tim, do you know these guys have not one, not two, but 3 Webby Awards?
3 Webbies?
3 Webbies. Well deserved.
Absolutely. You know, there's one more talk that I want to talk about here. I think it's going to be really, really cool. Template Sellers Reveal All. It is by the Square Kicker team, Nick and Hannah. We have Promise from, hold on one second, let me pull out my note card here. We've got Promise from Go Live HQ, and we've got Monica from Hold Space Creative. So I think that this is going to be a really cool talk. There is something about the template selling cottage industry here that's been built around Squarespace that I just find fascinating. So go with me on a little journey here, right? Squarespace builds tools so that small businesses can put up websites. But then Squarespace also has this community of circle members who build websites for those small businesses. And then we've got this whole other industry on top of it, which is template sellers who build websites to sell to circle members who can then sell those websites to small businesses. I mean, it's just like websites all the way down. What a fantastic ecosystem to be part of, Jeff.
That is quite an ecosystem. It's really a circle of life, if you will, Tim.
Okay.
Guys, we have such a big day planned for you today. We're so excited. So many discussions and deep dive talks, and each of them is designed to help you build your toolkit. And that's not just a tagline. That's something we really mean here. It's about our collective aspiration to keep leveling up, keep honing our craft, keep getting better at what we do. So today, as the day unfolds, as the sessions happen, I hope that you are absorbing. I hope that you're questioning. I hope you're engaging. And as I walk around, I'm hoping that I get to meet some of you in person. So let's make today not just about learning, but also about making some memories and maybe forging some new relationships.
Jeff, that sounds great. Guys, we hope you have a ton of fun today. We hope you take a lot of things out of these sessions. We hope you take home some cool swag, enjoy some good food. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you. Have a fantastic day.
Thanks, Circle.
See you around.